Hi everyone, I'm back. Episode 9, Season 1 of the GimmeMoe live video series, and Season 1 is almost coming to an end. It's been a good couple of weeks, since I started this. I think this is running for about almost 2 months now. Could be about 2 months. I just want to say thank you to everybody for the positive feedback that you guys have given me on this series. All of the questions, everybody who I've interacted with, all the new people that I've met along this journey. I really appreciate it. I said like 5 times already. Not a good start. I want to speak about rules. And what I mean by rules is that a lot of people misunderstand, what we mean. And I mean, when I say we, I'm generalizing, or what producers or people out there say when we state that there are no rules when you are making music. Now, what we don't mean is that there are certain things that just need to happen, right? Like if you're recording music, you need something to record to. You need any type of microphone. You need anything that's going to convert your analog signal into a digital signal or onto tape, whichever medium you're going to record to. Right? Those are there. And those must be there. But what we mean is that, for example, there is this perception that you need the very best of everything in order to make good music. Right? I've already covered that. It's totally false. You can make music on anything. Right? Just as long as you can make music. I don't say good music, just make music. There's this perception that there are certain rules that must be followed in order to get people to love the music that you make. Pardon. That's not the case. I mean, do you think that your favorite artist out there, whether it be local or international, is sitting back and saying, I need to make my album sound like a certain thing or do a certain thing so that people will love it? They don't do that. They express themselves. All musicians, all artists, producers out there, all they do is express themselves. They get creative. Right? And I mean, the mind, the human psyche and the way people think, everything is rational and irrational at the same time, which I know sounds weird, right? So don't limit yourself within any boundaries and think that, if I do something a certain way, then people will definitely like it. No. I mean, no rules. I mean, some people want to make music and they say, it's a hip-hop track, but, I really want to add this jazz element, but it doesn't work. Without even trying it out. I mean, guys, just make music. # make more music. Right? That's been the tagline for this entire series. Make more music. There is a perception that if you finish a song, that it has to be successful on radio in order for you to be successful as an artist. That's not the case. We all know that. There are people who use streaming sites, who use live performances, who do live videos like I'm doing now, and they give their stuff away for free. There is a perception that, people need to make physical albums or albums available for sale in order for them to be successful musicians. That's not the case. There are hundreds of artists out there who are either independent or signed, and they make so much music and they just give it away for free. They give it away for free. And people love them for it. And when they do put something out that, is for sale, like an album or something, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, any of the streaming sites, whatever it is, people then go and buy it. Like everybody keeps asking me, Mo, why are you posting your songs online and you're literally allowing people to stream it for free? Why not? That's my choice. There's no rule that says that when I release a song that I have to have people pay for it. That I have to print physical copies and sell those singles somewhere. Another question I got asked was, Mo, so why don't you perform? You know, where's this rule book that says if I'm releasing music that I have to perform? I have to perform my music somewhere. Do I love performing music? Of course I do. Do I feel like I have to do it every single time I release new music? No. So there are no rules, guys. And I don't mean just by how you make your music, right? Or what you do with your music when you release it. What I'm also speaking about is elements that you use within your song. Like if I use the example of Drop It Like It's Hot, right? Snoop Dogg, Pharrell, right? There's that sound that Pharrell does in the song that's there, that everybody knows, but who would have thought to put that in a song and you would think that it works. I mean, on my way home today, listening to the radio, I heard a song that didn't have a snare drum in it. And in place of the snare drum, they used that exact same sound that was used, or the exact same technique that was used in Drop It Like It's Hot. So every time there was supposed to be a snare drum that would go, that would hit, I'm not gonna do sound effects, right? In place of that, you would hear. Does it work? Yes. So keep it there. I mean, I've had artists coming here. There was a song I did for EBI called We Ain't Friends. And he said, I have this beat in mind. And I said, I'm not playing that beat down. You're going to beatbox. He said, and then I was thinking that maybe the bass should do this. And he just did it vocally. And I said, well, we're not recording bass. You're going to do that. You're going to do that over your mic. You're going to over the mic yourself, right? So you're gonna do that sound. And then he said, you know, for the percussion, I was thinking of something. And again, he used his voice to get the idea over to me. And I said, so if it sounds so great, why not use it? Who said that we have to use actual percussion, record live percussion, use VSTs to do it? You know, when I mention all of these things, that's what I mean when I say that there are no rules. I mean, when it comes to, and remember I said there'll be one or two things that'll be slightly technical in this video, and I want to get that over and done with immediately, where people tell me, Mo, you know, I've got this vocal that's very sibilant. You know, there's just the S's are just the S's and the T's and all of those things are just, you know, in your face. It's ear piercing. How can I get rid of it? Can I use an EQ? Can I use a compressor? Can I use a multiband compressor? Can I use sidechain compression? And when I tell them, use any one of those things that works, and then I get a response that says, Mo, but which one will work best? There are no rules, guys. If, like, sometimes if I have a vocal, if I'm mixing a song and the vocal is really sibilant, depending on what I want to do with that vocal within the mix, I might decide, you know what? I'm going to have a compressor trigger every time a S or a T happens. Or I'll decide, you know what? I'm going to use a multiband compressor just to compress that certain frequency range that is giving me that harsh sibilance. Or you might have vocalists that are very nasal or very mid-rangey, or the highs in their voice are just too much to take. Use whichever tools you have available to fix that for you, right? When you have songs that you do, every song does not necessarily need EQ or compression or gates or reverb. Who says that you need all of those things? I'll never forget a song by Gwen Stefani. It was mixed by, I think it was Phil Tan, produced by Pharrell Williams. And Pharrell gave the project file after they were done with the song. He gave all of the stems to Phil Tan, and he said, here you go, mix this song for me, but you are not allowed to use any compression at all. Now, to a lot of people in the industry out there, that is absolutely crazy. Go listen to that song now, and you tell me if it sounds any different or any less, what can I say, sonic in sonic excellence compared to any other song out there. It doesn't. because it just sounds great. He used the tools that were available to him and he recorded. Michael Bublé, for example, his vocals are recorded live, 100% live, and there is absolutely no compression on his voice at all in any of his songs. Now when you listen to that, you say, wow, this is such a great vocal. Why does it sound so good? And people immediately think, no, they use compression and they use all these different EQs and all of these different techniques, and you'll never get yours to sound like that. Use your ears. There are no rules when you are putting a song together or you are doing things. For example, I've got a lot of examples. There are a lot of tracks that I've done where I've been asked, Mo, where did you record your live drums? And I say, guys, it's programmed drums. And then the next question is, so how did you get the drums to sound that way? And I say, well, guys, I know what live drums should sound like. So if I need live drums, I don't necessarily, if I'm not able to, I'm just going to work with the things that I have and work towards getting that sound. I mean, sometimes I'll go through my snare library and I won't find a snare that I like. And all of a sudden, I'll just hit my hand against the cupboard in the room here or against the desk, and I go, that's the sound that I want. So instead of going online to look for the next producer pack or beat pack or drum samples, I just record it, I make my own sample, and I put it in. There are no rules. I watched a video of a guy, and his name really just, it's gotten away from me. I can't remember what his name is. And he challenged himself to record a full song using his phone at an airport. You know, in one of those little waiting areas or chill rooms, coffee rooms, what do you call it, like slow lounge or lounges. And all he used was his cell phone and the headphones with a mic, the headset that comes in the box with the phone. He recorded the entire song. It's got guitars in it, vocals, backing vocals. I think it's got a bit of a beat that he used just by knocking on the table. And the song sounds absolutely fantastic. The fact that some of the sound quality is horrible is irrelevant because the song is good. Right? So if the song sounds good, who cares that you used, you used a broomstick against the cupboard to get a certain sound? Who cares that you haven't applied compression or that you haven't applied EQ? You have to remember that when people are involved and people ask you or expect something from you, everything is subjective. People hear things in different ways. I'll give you an example. In the last 2 weeks, I haven't got a lot of questions from people, but I've rather gotten a lot of technical aspects that people wanted my opinion on. So it would be, Mo, I've done my first master. I'm trying to get my mastering up to scratch here. Have a listen to this and let me know what you think. Or Mo, here's a mix. Have a listen to it. Let me know what it sounds like. How, do I need to work harder? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And my response is, firstly, if you love it, who cares what I think? Right? There have been times where people have recorded music and they don't feel the need to do any mixing at all, except panning and volume. That's it. No EQs, no compression, nothing. Because the song sounds good. Right? So they are, just think about it like this. There are rules, and most of the time those rules can be bent and a lot of them can be broken. So don't limit yourself when you're creating. Don't limit yourself. Try new things. Instead of using your guitar to play chords or do any strumming or picking, use the guitar as a percussive instrument. You know, turn the guitar around and use it to make a beat. Use it to, I know a lot of people like to use salt shaker, aromat. They'll put little buttons or pins or something in a little small tin or small shaker, and they'll use that to get a particular sound, a percussive sound that they're looking for. Why limit yourself? Why say, I work in the box, I don't record anything live, so you never record anything live? I mean, that's crazy. If you think about it, there are guys who swear by recording, doing their recordings and creating music in these massive studios with the big desks and all of these things, right? And they'll tell you and they'll convince you that this is the way to make music. If you want to make good music, this is what you have to do. It has to be in this type of studio, this type of setup, this type of scenario. And then, you know, there's a guy sitting in his room with a little laptop and his iPhone headphones, and he's making better music than you are. And you are in a big studio. So, what are the limitations? The only limitation that you have is yourself, your mind, your creativity, right? There's episode 10's topic. I don't want to get into it now, so I won't speak about it too much, but don't limit yourself in terms of creativity. So what you need to do is listen to more music. You know, there may be something in country music that you may hate, but there are elements in there that you can apply in your own music, and you may be doing R&B or hip-hop or kwaito or house music. Right? So don't limit yourself, guys. There are no rules. Questions I get like, Mo, do I really need an external sound card? No, you don't. Guys, there are no rules. There are no rules. There are certain things that inherently you do need in order to create music, but don't rely on those things. Don't make those things your be all and end all when you need to create music. Right? Last week, jumping to the next topic, last week I announced the winner of the GimmeMoe cover track competition. And exactly, sorry, I've just got a comment here from Erica. She says, like, people taking really good photographs with their cell phones compared to guys with cameras with 4-foot long lenses. Exactly. It doesn't matter what you are using. It's how you use those tools in order to get something better. Thank you for that, Erica. I miss you, though. I miss you a lot. So, yeah, last week I announced the winner of the competition. And I'm sure everybody knows now the winner is Jody Lee Little. I was very happy that she could meet up with me last week as well, just after I announced her as a winner. We sat down, we laughed, we joked, we listened to music, and yeah, I got her to sing live in studio, and we chose the song that she'll be doing. I don't want to announce what the song is, but what I do want to tell you is that project will start this coming Saturday. I'm going to be documenting the entire process. So I'm going to do it like vlog style. You'll get to meet Jody Lee. You'll see what we're doing. You may hear the song. You may not. But my intention is to edit that video, post it online on the same day that we release the song. The song will be releasing very soon after one of these live videos. So you'll see the blog. Once the blog is almost done, I'll play you her submission for the competition. So the submission that won her the competition, and then we'll play the song. And I'm so excited. She chose such a great song. Wow, it was something that I didn't think anybody would actually choose. And I'm going to stereotype almost every singer in Cape Town. Most singers in Cape Town, when they want to do cover songs, they choose songs that are very old. So, you know, so they go for a Whitney Houston or Etta James, you know, if it's females. You know, the men go for the Manhattans, or, you know, okay, I don't mind Boys to Men, or those really old songs. She has chosen such a great song. It's a song that everybody who I know knows that song and loves that song. It's from a guy who, wow, I'm totally speechless when this guy sings. So I'm really excited to to start working on that project. As you all know, the last 2 or 3 weeks has been a bit rough, personally. So yeah, I've got a backlog that I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. Just looking at, so what I did was I separated all of the different projects that I'm busy doing, from full production for artists to all of the mixing work that I'm doing, the mastering work that I'm doing, the re-releases of previous tracks that I've done for artists, and then also my own tracks that I'll be releasing. And what I realized was that, it was my intention to release 1 song a month at the very least. I missed out in March. So I hope to release 2 songs before the end of this month. And the first one that I'm going to be releasing is actually something, it's a cover song. It is a cover song. But what I did was I just thought about, what were your goals? What were your dreams growing up? When you were singing and you knew you wanted to do music. What was one of the songs that you felt, it'll be my dream to do something like that, or even if it's a cover of this song. And that's what I'm going to do. And I think only Jodie Lee has heard it. Only Jodie Lee has heard it. I told her about it. So yeah, I just need to re-record a couple of things, mix it, master it, send it out, and it'll be, and it'll be ready for you guys. I hope you guys will like it. If you don't, that's cool. If you do, that's cool. I don't care. Make more music. Release the music, go on to the next one, right? So I need to follow my own advice as well. Now, questions that I've gotten recently, and I'm going to answer it in this video now. And what everybody needs to understand is that sometimes you'll have people who are new to this video series, or who have just met me, or added me on, following me on social media, and we start interacting. So sometimes we do get exactly the same questions, such as this one. I got a question that says, "Hey Mo, I need some advice. I had a little small recording studio about 2 years ago. Then I moved house, got a different job. I decided to sell my stuff because I wasn't making any music. And now I'd like to get back into it. So this is what I was thinking of getting." And the person mentioned a couple of pieces of gear. So I think it was a Focusrite Claret, one of the big ones, Claret 8 Pre, not the X, the 8 Pre, so the one that's similar to the Sapphire Pro 40. And they mentioned, I think, Eve Audio 4 or 5-inch studio monitors, and some keyboard, some Korg keyboard, I don't know what it is. And I said, listen, why, if 2 years ago you were doing something and you got rid of your stuff, now you want to get back into it, and you want to spend 20,000 Rand on an audio interface, 12,000 Rand on a small set of speakers, and then 35,000 Rand on a keyboard. I mean, if you had the means to do it, and that's what you love, that's what you like, then by all means go and do it. My response to this person was, buy any audio interface that your money can buy. Decide how many inputs and outputs you need to record, choose any one on the market, and go and buy it. Right? It's as simple as that nowadays. Your only limitation, or the only thing that I feel most people need to consider when they're buying those interfaces is how many tracks, or how many mics, or how many line inputs will I be recording simultaneously. And for most people, they buy 2-channel interfaces because they only ever record 2 sources at a time. So it could be a vocalist with a guitar, stereo keyboards, they mic up a guitar with 2 microphones, right? So you need 2 channels. If you can see my audio interface over here, let me see, where's my, this one only records 2 channels. It only records 2 channels. Yes, I do have other equipment, but I'm making an example with this one. When I do record other bigger rigs, I do have equipment that will allow me to record up to 8. So I can record, at the moment I can record 10 in total, right? So that should really be the things that you're thinking about. I then told this guy, listen, I take it for, I'll just take it for granted or assume that you already have a PC or a laptop that you'll be using. And he said yes. I said, is it Mac or PC? He says Mac. I said, then go and buy Logic Pro X, spend 3,500 Rand, and you don't need that keyboard of 35,000 Rand. Save that money, buy something else. I then gave him a personal recommendation on studio monitors. But I mean, I think in total, this guy was willing to spend almost 60,000 Rand to try and get back into something. And by the time I gave him all of my recommendations, it came to something like 15,000 Rand, right? Because it sounded like he really wanted to spend the money. So, guys, ask around, shop around. When you're buying equipment, never... Well, my advice is never pay the price that you see on the sticker. Never pay retail. You can always get it at a better price. Everything that I've purchased, I haven't purchased those things at retail price. Again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can go to my Facebook page. It's called GimmeMoe. If you want to find it, it's www.facebook.com/GimmeMoe85, and you can click on the send email button and send me an email, send me your questions, send me anything you'd like to know about music. But getting back to questions, today I received an email from one of my peers, and it was a song that they've just done, and it was a mix, and the question was, what do you think? And my response was, it's a great song. Do you like the way that it sounds? And if you like the way that it sounds, it doesn't matter what I think. Would I have done certain things differently? Of course I would have. But that doesn't mean that you have a bad song. There are no rules. I mean, I know a producer who doesn't master any of the songs that he or she does. Pardon? When I say master, I mean this person mixes the track, throws a limiter on the stereo bus and just pulls it down, and gets it to the correct volume, or commercial volume as we like to call it. And then if certain things sound not so good, he just goes and he makes the tweaks he or she makes the tweaks in the mix. Does it work? Yes. So who says that you always need to have your music mastered? Right? Is it beneficial? Yes. Is it always needed? No. I'll be the first one to say no, and I do a lot of mastering work. But I think that people don't understand what we mean by master. Sometimes, and I want to explain it and sort of oversimplify it for everybody. Think of mastering like this. When you mix your song, forget about mastering. Right? So you've recorded your song, you've got all of your elements in your song that you want, and you are now ready to mix it and get everything to sound good together as a unit. Do that. Mix your song. Forget about the mastering stage. Get the song to sound as good and as great as possible without mastering. Right? So what is mastering? How is mastering going to be beneficial for you? Think about it like this. I'm going to give you 2 oversimplifications of it. If you go Google a guy called Fab DuPont, his definition of mastering is, think of a mix as the way music sounds, and mastering is the way music feels, which is a pretty fair oversimplification. But what you can also think about it is, how does your song translate when it's played in on different types of devices, different mediums? How does it sound when you play it on your iPhone or your Samsung or your whichever mobile phone you are using? How does it sound on a tablet? How does it sound through laptop speakers? How does it sound through a car stereo system? How does it sound through a home theater type system, right? You ideally you want the song to sound great on every one of those things. How does it sound on a little a little clock radio? Your music should sound great on all of those things, and that is where mastering will help you. That's how mastering will really help your music. I'm going to answer one more question that I received via email, and it was about the question was basically this: Hi Mo, I've got a home studio. I do a lot of recording work and things sound great, but I'd like to venture into mixing and maybe some mastering. And they'll tell me that, but I do have this slight issue that, there's just too much low end in my mixes. It sounds very muddy, the very low lows, the lows and the low mids. It's really cluttered, and I can never get it to sound, the way a commercial song sounds. And what I find is a mistake that a lot of people make is that people mix their songs in their home studios and they make everything sound great on their studio monitors, but they do it in isolation. What do I mean by isolation? I give everybody the same piece of advice. I say, if you are making an R&B song, take your favorite R&B song that you'd like your song to fit in with or sound similar to. Play that song a couple of times. Get a cup of coffee, respond to your emails, do whatever admin you need to do. And then once you're done listening to that, start mixing your own R&B song that you're busy with. And then as you're going through the process, so let's just say you mix the drums and the bass first. Do that. But once you've mixed the drums and the bass, go back and play the commercial song. Then go back to your mix. Then go back to the commercial song. Then go back to your mix. And go back and forth, back and forth. Does yours sound different to that R&B song? And when people do this, they call me and they say, hey Mo, you know what, my kick was totally off. My bass was totally off. I was making it sound great on the speakers instead of making it sound similar to other songs that sound great on these speakers. Right? So never do things in isolation. And it really helped this producer. His stuff is sounding great. Yeah, just take the advice and do it. I mean, just before I started this live video, I responded to an email, and it was about that mix that I said, how does this mix sound? That's what the person said. And I just gave her a couple of notes, and she said, okay, no, then you need to mix the song for me. And I said, I responded and I said, no, I don't. I said, I want you to get better at mixing. So go and try this. And the advice that I gave the other producer on what to do, I gave this producer exactly the same advice. So she's going to try it and she's going to send me a new mix. Now, don't be afraid to make your music. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid that people may not like your song. Who cares if people don't like your music, guys? There are no rules. When I make music for myself, I just make everything that I love. If it feels good to me, not only sound good, but it must feel good, then I know it's a good song. For me, if people like it, great. Some people don't like it, that's cool too. Doesn't bother me. Right, so that's about it for episode 9, guys. Like I said, we've almost come to the end of season 1. And in season 1, what I wanted to do was try and address issues, or try and give you content that may be either very difficult to find online or via YouTube, and also things that are not on YouTube. Things that are not on YouTube at all. Yeah, I just said again. That's horrible. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 8 is on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. The link is on my page, my Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter. It's @Munib as well as Instagram @Munib. You can find me on YouTube as well. Just search for my name @Munib. And yeah, I've got a lot of music coming out, and I just realized that I promised to try and release two songs by the end of this month, and I only have about a week and a half left. So what a way to put pressure on myself, but I don't mind. It's just I need to follow my own advice and show you guys that I'm not just saying all of these things and I'm not doing it myself, because it's very easy to tell people what they need to do or to give advice, and sometimes advice is good, sometimes advice is bad, sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. What I'm here to do is just to show you that it's possible to just make music, release it, carry on to the next one. It's as simple as that. So again, guys, the tagline for this series, I'm going to end off with that. #make more music. So make more music, guys, and tune in next week for episode 10. I'm so excited for episode 10. Right? Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.